Good morning, Foothills. It is 7:05. It's time for the K-High Corral. I'm producer Jason. I have my band here. We have KINGVALE in the house. KINGVALE consists of our lead singer and rhythm guitar player, Matt Hazen. Say hello.
Good morning.
Our bass player and backup vocalist, Josh Bruce.
Hi there.
And last but not least, our drummer, Scott Shower.
Good morning, Foothills.
We will deal with the usual Saturday morning static here for a little bit, but we're just here to talk music. We're not doing any giveaway today. So if you have any questions, you can give us a call if it's related to band or anything about Auburn, really. We're open to it. So, guys, how long have we been together?
24-ish years?
24, yeah, I was going to say 2002, right?
It's about right.
I think our first official gig was New Year's. Was it 2002 going into 03?
Was that downstairs?
Yes.
Nice. We've been playing for quite a bit. We write a lot of our own music. Matt and Josh kind of take those reins because they're the super creative ones. And drummers just fill in.
Oh, Scott.
And it begins. No, Scott, I think anybody who knows music knows that drums and bass are the backbone.
Absolutely.
Matt, how did you get into music?
Well, for me, I started playing guitar at 8 years old and really loved the instrument. And one thing you may not know is I'm self-taught. And I think maybe I've had like one lesson from my older brother. And he taught me a couple chords when I was 8 years old and pretty much picked it up from there. I love rhythm guitar. Hats off to you for your shredding lead ability.
Easy.
But yeah, just and play by ear, really. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what helps with the songwriting. And, we try to write what we think sounds good. Not everything sounds good, but we come up with some good ones.
And I think that lack of professional training, because myself the same way. My dad taught me chords when I think I was 11 or 13 when I got my first guitar. And he taught me to play by ear. So I couldn't read a lick of music.
Yeah.
Josh? I mean, I know when you started, but...
Well, yeah, I got a bass when I was about 10 years old, but I never played it.
Right.
Until I was about 16 when Scott moved up from L.A., and then Jason and Scott started jamming over at Scott's house. So since I was bored, I decided to just bring my bass over and basically teach myself to play.
Didn't I teach you how to play Louie Louie?
Yeah, Louie.
I think that was the first song we all learned.
The only thing I learned how to play was Louie. Then
I was bored. I needed somebody to jam with.
Exactly.
Josh, you have the same strings on that bass, don't you?
He hasn't changed them in 30 years.
Yeah, you can't change the strings on a bass.
Matt, you were originally from Southern California as well, right?
Actually, I grew up in San Jose.
Okay.
I spent 17 years down there, and then I moved all over. I went to Southern California for a year for sports, and Arizona. I was out there for 10 years, and then came back up to Sacramento, which is about when we met.
So Scott is our SoCal baby. He's to say, no, I was born in Washington.
SoCal, L.A.
Nice. And what inspired you to start playing drums?
I guess I've always been doing it. My parents saw me always banging on pots when I was 5, and so they threw me in drum lessons at 6, and from there I've been playing ever since.
And in the high school band you were in like the marching band, right?
Yeah, L.A. Down in L.A. we had a state, I guess you could say, city champion band.
But you guys played some pretty big events, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, whenever you're in the marching band, you travel around. But, yeah, we played a lot of different things. We actually were filmed in the first Earth Day special on TV with Robin Williams.
Nice.
So we had to go to the studio and do a bunch of recording with the marching band. It was kind of fun.
And then Matt, I believe, used to have a bit of a modeling career.
Oh, boy. I did, actually. I was doing that for a couple of years out in Arizona. I got casted for a Mentos commercial.
Nice. I love that one.
Second cast, and they told me I was so close to getting the lead part. This is the one where they have the painter on the bench.
Right, and the kid rolls in the suit.
Yep, rolls in the suit. I was supposed to actually be that guy in the suit, but I was second place, I guess, in that casting.
Not very good looking.
It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of other shows down there as well for different things, but fun experience.
That's awesome. So, myself, Josh, we were born here in Auburn. We went to school in Meta Vista, went to high school in Colfax. That's where Josh met Scott when his parents moved up here from Southern California. And so we jammed a little bit, learned some really basic songs, started singing with like a speaker and a Radio Shack microphone. Our equipment's much nicer now.
Love it.
But we came together, started playing music. We write our own stuff, do a lot of covers at live shows. And that's what we're here to talk about today is what this summer's going to look like. We've got our, what are we calling it? Summer Brew Tour?
2026 Brewery Tour.
We'll be hitting a lot of the local breweries. Moonraker here in Auburn, Moonraker in Cameron Park.
Lincoln.
We're going to be doing Fowler, right?
Fowler Ranch.
Ranch.
Hillenbrand.
Loomis Basin Brewing.
And
Crooked Lane.
Crooked Lane in there. So
Moonraker.
we'll be playing a lot this summer. You can see our schedule, our tour schedule on our website, which is KINGVALEmusic.com. Check that out. You can read some of the brief bios and see what us clowns look like. And then at some point today, we're probably going to play our new song that we just recently released called Broken, probably sometime after the first break.
So what about our studio work this year, Jason?
Well, you tell me. You set a lot of that up. We have started working with a new studio in Roseville.
111 Studios, Kevin Prince. He's awesome.
Yeah, Kevin's
Absolutely
awesome. Yeah, he's been running that for a long time. He's been in the music business for years for such a young cap.
He was actually in a band called Turning Point.
Really?
And they worked with Tesla. They did a lot of big shows back in the day. They actually were signing up with the big label and really getting out on the dockets. Pretty awesome. He runs Drummer 101, which is an online drumming training, which is pretty incredible. So I know he's got a lot of exposure and clients across the nation, if not the world. But
I would rate him as the second best drummer I know. But I mean,
that's so nice, Scott.
No, he'll drum my socks off.
But he's got a fun studio, 111 Studios down in Roseville. It's down by OTP Pizza in Roseville. OTP Pizza, that's redundant.
We got so lucky with him, really.
We did.
I don't know, we want to go into last year, but we spent a lot of money last year. Hard-earned money, by the way. Our gig money that we saved to go in the studio. We spent 4 days in the studio recording 4 songs and got nothing out of it.
Yeah, we won't mention names, but...
Yeah. But
it's kind of a heartbreaker.
we found Kevin really just by doing a broader search for good studios around. But long story short is we did Broken in January, recorded, released, and we're going back in mid-March for 2 days. We're going to go for 2, maybe 3 songs. And then we're going to head in like maybe every other month this year. But the goal is to get an album out have a full album by the end of this year. And that'll be by way of releasing singles along the way. So our listeners are going to get, some good songs coming out of here.
All right, we're going to go away for a quick break. But after that, we'll come back and maybe we'll listen to the new song. And we're back from that quick break with KINGVALE. Just let everybody know, Connie is out sick today. She will be back next weekend. So in the meantime, myself, producer Jason, took over the studio, brought my band in. We're going to talk about, we've been talking about our influences, how we got started, where we come from. Now we're going to get into a little bit of the music. And I have my boys here. We got Matt. Say hello.
Good morning, Foothills.
And in the other booth there, we have Josh and Scott.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, Scott, your mic's terrible.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that was better.
It's just got to warm up. So we've been talking about where we all came from. A lot of us are local, some from Bay, some from Southern California. Musical influences. Josh, what's your musical influences?
I'd say probably my favorite band of all time is the Eagles.
Right.
And I'd say then after that, probably Stone Temple Pilots. And Robert DeLeo is probably my favorite bass player. So, yeah, I'd say that.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Scott?
Let's see. I like me some Rush, Dave Matthews, all classic rock, some 80s, going at like U2, Midnight Oil.
ABBA.
Do love a lot of country and a lot of yacht rock. I'll just be sitting by the pool listening to a lot of yacht rock.
Nothing wrong with that.
Christopher Cross.
Exactly.
We'd just be sailing away. We talked a little bit about myself, also the Eagles. I think, just the way Josh and I were raised, I think Eagles are our dad's favorite song. Shout out, Dad. And favorite band.
Favorite song? Or
favorite song.
band?
They don't have a song called the Eagles. I went more into the 80s, into like the hair band, Motley Crue, Poison, all those favorites. And then solidly rooted in 90s rock. I think that's true for most of us, a lot of 90s rock.
I think for me, it's Rush, hands down. I felt a gravitation towards the trios, the power trios, so like Police, Blink 182. For some reason, I just have gravitated towards trios, but U2, absolutely.
Yeah,
those guys. A lot of influences from those bands in our music.
Did you want to get rid of one of us?
I would never do that, Josh.
We were thinking about either getting a drum track or a bass track.
It's only when you break your string, Josh, your 20-year-old bass strings.
Hasn't happened yet.
Right. Great radio. I forgot what I was going to say.
You going to roll some music?
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, there you go. We've been writing a lot of our own music over the years. We went to a local studio many moons ago, knocked out like 6 songs in a weekend, and it was cool. We thought we were pretty big stuff, and we did okay. But it wasn't until more recent years when we would listen to one of those songs, and like if I had it in my Spotify under local files, I'd play it, and then another song, professional song, come like, wow, that our song didn't sound. It wasn't that the song wasn't good, just the quality of the recording,
production,
I think. And that's where we started moving towards larger studios and more production.
Makes all the difference.
Makes a ton of difference. So, we're going to try and play for you our new song. It's called Broken. Tell us a little bit about that song, Matt.
So we wrote this song back in 2008.
Right.
And if you recall, this was a time where we just had a huge recession.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I actually moved back from Southern California, back up to Auburn, was going through some hard times as a result of the recession. And, this song is about being broken, but also it's about healing through that process. And it's not spiritual or anything like that, but it's just about having a second chance. Right. And that things will get better. Things will get better even in the hardest times.
Perfect. All right, let's see if this works. This is Broken from me and the guys, KINGVALE. Hope you enjoy it.
Isn't what you yes I know. Take me away, I'm falling now. You take me away, I'm free now. You take me away, I'm falling now. You take me away.
Well, there you have it. I think that's the first of our radio debuts ever. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you do have questions for the band, I mean, you can give us a call. By the way, you're listening to us on 104.5 FM and AM 950. Let's talk about the summer tour, guys. We should have a
Yeah,
list of venues. You got
I
that,
can
Matt?
read off the dates, but we're kicking off March 20th. That's Friday, March 20th at Moonraker Brewing Company in Auburn. Moonraker actually has two venues, one in Cameron Park, one here in Auburn, and that'll be our first show. And then we're playing once a month, pretty much for the rest of the year, all the way through November. So that'll be Black Friday is usually our wrap-up gig back at Moonraker, so we love that. But I'll pull up the venues here, and I can read those. Okay, as Jason's taking some calls here. So we have March 20th, Moonraker Brewing Pub in Auburn. April 18th, we are going to be playing over at Moonraker Mill House in Cameron Park. May 22nd, we were playing at Loomis Basin Brewing Company down in Loomis. May 23rd, the following day, we'll be at Fowler Ranch Farm Brewery. That one's a daytime gig, 1:30 to 4:30. June 19th, we're at Crooked Lane right here in Auburn. And then I have to actually switch my page.
Because there's so many dates.
July 11th, we're at Moonraker Mill House back over in Cameron Park. August 8th, Moonraker Mill House, Cameron Park. September 19th, we're at Hillenbrand Farmhouse Brewery in Newcastle. October 10th, Moonraker Mill House, Cameron Park. November 28th, Moonraker Brewing Company, the pub here in Auburn. So we have a packed schedule, Jason. And
We do.
in between all of that, we're going to be in the studio working on our album. So it's going to be a busy year.
And really, shout out to all the venues that have been gracious enough to bring us on, especially Moonraker. I mean, I think Moonraker really gave us the most stage time early on,
Wonderful people.
and have been supportive throughout the whole process. So thank you,
Fantastic
Moonraker.
beer. Yep.
The owners are
Dan and Karen Powell, and we got Chris Doobie and Joe Schlabweiler. The brewers over there. There's a lot of brewers actually over in Cameron Park as well. But I'll tell you, these guys and the owners are just such good people. They've really put us on the map, given us the opportunity to get our music out and play live, and really, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, getting us a start. And as you can see from our tour schedule this year, we're still playing quite a bit over there.
absolutely. All right, we're going to go to the second break for now. After that, we'll come back with more from the band. Stay tuned.
104.5 and AM 950 K-High, the voice of the foothills.
And we're back from break with KINGVALE. Say hi, guys. Don't be
Hello.
scared.
Hello.
We're just
morning.
enamored with you, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Beautiful
So,
voice.
The voice of the foothills.
Are we going to take any plant questions or?
No, that's next hour with with the garden goddesses.
Okay. All right.
The morning show, usually, if you guys are listening and wondering where's Connie, she's out sick today. She's going to be back next weekend. But as we didn't have any guest plans, I said, I'll just bring my buddies in and we'll have fun talking about our band for an hour. So that's what we're doing. Our band is KINGVALE. You can find us at kingvalemusic.com. My wife, Jody, was kind enough to send me a ton of questions as if I didn't know what I was doing. But I appreciate it because I had vapor lock and didn't know what to ask. Let's see. We've talked about venues. We talked about the summer tour. Last break, we listened to our new song, Broken. What kind of songs do we play when we're out live? Because we write our own music. What would you say the ratio is to originals to covers? Anyone can answer.
It's like right now 20%, and that's really by design. So just to clarify, we have probably at least 22 original songs, and that's still growing as we speak. We're writing new songs now. But remember, when you're playing for 3 hours at a venue, people want to hear their favorite songs. They're, songs that they're familiar with. But we do play from 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So it ranges from, Leonard Skinner to Stone Temple Pilots and everything in between, plus ours. So our originals, we try to weave in, right? Because you want to keep people entertained through the evening. And Josh, what are some of your favorite songs that we play out?
Oh, man. Well, always Stone Temple Pilots is fun.
Cracker Man.
Yeah, Cracker Man. Tom Petty's always good.
I think what makes it really fun is we have such a variety, and it keeps us entertained ourselves, let alone others. So
Yeah, we when we approach what covers we want to do, we look at it as like, what songs do we like, right? Is it a song that we can do as a 4-piece band? We're not going to do something with orchestras in the background. Is it something we can rock out to? And then, is it songs that people want to hear?
right.
I think a lot of people get pigeonholed into their age group. And so you just, we could easily just say we only play 90s because, we graduated high school in the 90s and that's what we were influenced by. But our influences run much deeper. And from what our parents used to listen to, like Josh said with the Eagles. The Eagles are going to always be my favorite band. But there's a lot of great bands out there that we like to cover.
Yes, for sure. Scott, what's your favorites that we do? Or favorite?
Man, I don't know. There's just too many to really choose from. But I do personally enjoy playing our originals when those come up.
Absolutely.
Right? Because there's something special about playing your own music. You created that.
Right.
Right? You wrote your parts. And you definitely get a little bit more amped
Sure.
when you're playing your own tunes.
And our local fan base, who have been our friends and family, they're kind of, we get a good crowd at gigs. A lot of people we know, but especially like venues out at Moonraker Millhouse, circulating crowd at a brewery. We're probably playing for 300-400 people throughout
easy.
those 3 hours.
That place is packed.
And it's so much fun. It's fun for the kids.
Yep.
Yeah, about a quarter of them are kids.
Right.
Jumping up on stage, trying to knock guitars over.
I want to touch guitar.
I get so nervous because we have our foot pedals, our floorboards, and kids are coming right up to them. I'm like, if you turn that one knob, it's going to change my sound. You know what I mean?
We have easily tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment on stage.
Yep.
I love when little kids come like, let's kick dust and rocks into your gear.
Right.
It's good for it.
And half of that is Matt's guitars.
And you're in the middle of a song, right? And you're singing and you're playing, and you can't do
stop
anything
them
about it.
The parents pay super close attention to their kids while they're there. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're kicking dirt up on us while we're playing.
that's why we keep Matt to the right of the stage, because he blocks us from the playground.
Fun times. That's all the stuff that comes with gigs, right?
It is.
It's just so, and you have to plan. You have to plan for some of the worst things. Have contingency plans. We actually bring extra equipment just for that.
Yeah. Plus, it looks cool when you got 20 guitars up on stage.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Let's see, Scott. You like playing our music. I like playing our music too. But I go back to what Matt said, and people enjoy hearing our music. I think we always get pretty positive feedback. But also, they're there to cut loose, and those covers really get people out dancing, having a good time. I'm always blessed to have some drunkard dancing right in front of me for a gig. I love it. It's great. But it just shows that our music appeals to everybody, and that's the goal. We want our people to love our music and be heard. I don't think we have any delusions of grandeur at our early 50s that we're going to hit a world tour. But if it happens, we're available. And also, do we book private gigs?
That's a good question. So we do. We've done quite a bit of those in the past, and I think it really depends on the circumstances, right? Because this year our schedule is full. In fact, we were being asked to play some more, and we couldn't fit it in, which is a good thing, right? I mean, we're blessed to have a booked schedule, but really depends on the circumstances. I know we do the Con Festival in the middle of the year usually. That brings a lot of people here locally in Auburn.
Shout out Damon Con.
Yep.
And I think this year will be a 50th birthday.
Oh, wow.
He turned 50?
A lot of people.
Welcome to the club, brother.
A lot of people. A lot of people. So, Jason, I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Freebird.
Freebird.
A lot of people like to hear that song. We usually throw it in towards the end of the night.
It's usually our closing song.
That is for you,
That I think is the funnest song for me because I get to show off a little bit and noodle around on the guitar.
For 7 minutes.
It's long, yeah. And the reason we do that at the end, one, the song rocks. I mean, who doesn't love Freebird? But at the end, my hands just stop working. They lock up because it's pretty brutal. I'm doing the guitar solo of 3 different guitar players. So I just try to take the most well-known essence of each of their parts and include that. But it's difficult, but it's fun. I mean, I mess up, but it becomes part of the thing. You hit a note wrong and it's whatever.
Yeah, we're having fun. And people love that song, right?
I get a lot of requests for it. We get a lot of requests for it. I mean, it's a classic.
It's funny because, you've been playing for 3 hours, right? And we're in our third set, and at the end of our third set, and it's play one of the hardest songs you got.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've ever failed it, but I think we rise to the occasion.
Yeah. It's interesting how it just made me think about temperatures when we're playing in cold temperatures. And
what was that
fingers
last gig
are not fun.
at Moonraker?
That was at Moonraker.
That's where Jason wasn't with us.
Yeah, I was out. I had a surgery and was out in a bad recovery, and I was off the air for a month and a half as well here.
So glad you're back
Thank
and
you.
healthy.
But you guys covered the gig.
It was 45 degrees.
That was the trio that Matt was looking for.
Right. So we don't need a lead guitar player.
Wish once in a while.
But we were lucky, and Scott's son Kai, he is also a budding and growing musician and songwriter. He came out and played a set and kind of helped fill that time.
Yeah.
Because when you look at our songs, go ahead, Scott. You had something?
No.
Okay.
Keep
cool.
going.
Then be quiet. Just sit there and look pretty.
That's what I do best.
Your mic's sounding better, by the way.
Yeah.
I have to stay off.
You hit
Very
this board
warm.
a couple times. It just works great. But yeah, no, Kai came out and covered a set, which was cool because if you look at the ratio of songs, Matt and I are the 2 primary singers, the lead singers. And
Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
I do sing a few songs.
I was getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Josh does sing 3 or 4 songs now?
Well, I think it was 4, and then I think 1 got removed, so I think I'm back down to 3.
Not strategically by any measure.
Well,
We'll get rid of the other 3 soon.
Matt, you do the set list, so I think it's pretty strategic.
Ooh, man. You guys want to battle right now?
we get requests for new songs, though,
We do.
too, right? So trying to
Well, and that's the thing is, we don't consider ourselves a cover band because we write our own music, but we do cover a lot of bands. And we get a lot of requests, and you don't want to show up at every gig and play the same exact set. So we do try to change it up between gigs. It might be the same songs in a different format, or we may try to throw in 2 or 3 new covers to change it up.
Josh, we'll add your song back in.
Thank you.
What song was it?
Creep by Radiohead.
Oh, yeah. Why did we cut that?
Well,
Matt did the set
let's
list.
just say it's back in.
Yeah, it's
But
definitely.
we are adding a few new ones this season. We're working on new songs or new covers to do, so.
Yeah, we worked through a couple of those the other night. See what's one of the new ones. White Wedding from Billy Idol.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's going to be it.
White
That's gonna
Wedding,
be awesome.
We got some new REM we're going to throw in there, which is always fun.
Orange Crush.
Yep. Yep.
That's awesome.
Would love to do more Tom Petty as well, and that's another thing, right? Is we try to mix it up and not do too many of the same artists,
Right. But some artists, I mean, like we've more recently been adding a lot of Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
We started off with one, and now we're up to like 3 or 4
Love that.
Stapleton songs. They rely on me to sing those. Fun. Chris Stapleton's an awesome vocalist. I wish I was that good, but everybody. I don't think we want to play a cover exactly how it's played on the album. I think we try to give it our own touch.
And that's what brings honesty into the music, right? It's like for us to be able to play it, we want to play it in a way that we're enjoying it, and I think that comes right back out to the crowd, right?
Absolutely. All right. Well, unfortunately, it's time for another break, and then we'll be in our last segment. So we'll take the last commercial break, and we'll be back with KINGVALE, my boys, and we'll be back in a few. And we're back with KINGVALE, my band. Guys, we've been talking about our influences, being in the studio a little bit, our favorite songs to play. What else we got? Don't talk all at once.
You tell me.
I was looking at Josh.
I was looking at Jason.
What do we say here, guys? I don't know.
Pop a question, Jason.
How can you reach us best? Like, if you wanted to book us, if we're available, we can always check our schedules. But where's the best way for people to contact the band?
It's really through the website. We have a contact functionality in there where they can click and shoot us an email. Our contact information is online, kingvalemusic.com.
And if people want to hear us, where can they get our music right now?
All platforms. So whether you're into Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon Radio, whatever your favorite streaming platform is, you can find Broken. It's interesting. You made me think about how we had multiple songs out last year, right? We had like 6 or 7 of our songs out that we produced, and those essentially were demos, just to get something out there to our listeners.
Right.
And with this new approach we're taking now with Kevin and 111 Studios, it's just several notches up. I mean, I can't even tell you how much better it is. So we actually made the tough decision to pull everything down.
Yeah.
And it was really weird because we went for at least a month with nothing out there, and it was just the weirdest feeling.
It felt weird.
Yeah, it was like our identity was disappeared. So nice to get Broken back out there and start building up our song library again.
Matt, how many songs are we going to release of the next
The next go?
The next go.
So I think
when is the next go, by the way?
Well, it's next weekend actually. So
Right.
we've got 2 days next weekend in the studio. We're gonna try for 3, guys. We'll see how well we do. I think Spent is on the docket to be re-recorded and re-released. We've got Stay the Same, actually, which was a fan favorite that was not online last year, so that's got some U2 influences. And then we want to get Last Letter out there, which is just a great song. Josh, you wrote that, and we wrote that, parts of it together. But that one's about a soldier that goes to war and writes their last letter home. So that's got a lot of emotional context.
Song comes with a lot of feels, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But when we play it, it's pretty cool. Like, I love seeing people at a gig get up and dance and party and have a good time. But also, when we play that song, I like to see that they catch the vibe and they kind of mellow out and they listen. They want to hear how the story turns out.
Yeah. Like, these songs have meaning, there's a lot to them. And to Scott's question, so we'll get ideally 3 out this next round. We're shooting for a full album's worth of music by the end of this year. So it really just depends on how things go for each session, but we'll probably have 4 to 5 sessions, I would imagine.
So I'm getting texts from Connie, who's out sick. Connie, hope you feel better. And She wanted to know where's the most fun place we've played.
Ha. Wow.
I mean, Damon's is always fun. His little summer kickoff party is always a blast. It's overlooking the canyon here in Auburn.
Yeah.
You know, that's the backdrop of our stage. You know, he brings in a stage for us to play in his backyard.
Yeah.
And it's just a good time.
I'd say Moonraker Millhouse for
Agreed.
me. You know what's interesting about that is they wanted us to do their very first gig out there when they opened. And if you haven't been over there, it's like a 15 or 16 acre facility. It's giant. And if you all remember, we were playing on the dirt.
Yeah.
With our rugs and
Carpets and DG.
under the oak tree. But they've built a huge stage. So if you check out our website and go into the pictures, you can see the stage that we play at over there. But that place is packed.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, in the course of 3 hours, because the brewery has a lot of rotating, not tenants, but guests, people that are wanting to drink beer. We probably play for 300-400 people in an evening.
Yeah.
Other venues, not that large, but that's okay. You adjust your set for a smaller venue.
Right.
What about
Rayleigh Field. That was pretty fun.
I was gonna
that's
say.
exactly where I was going. Yeah, that's one of the first pictures on our website. Actually,
Yeah.
is when we were like 13 years old.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago, but in a previous iteration of our band,
Was that limited slip?
No, that was Stonewall.
Within
Stonewall.
reason?
That
Stonewall.
was Stonewall.
Yeah, we've had a couple band names over the years. But yeah, we got hired for a private party that was renting Rayleigh Field, Intel, for one of their employee parties. And how many people were there? It was hard to tell because it's such a big venue.
Yeah.
And there were thousands of people there, but it was difficult to tell because it was so
It's such a
sporadic
big
and sparse.
place, yeah.
Had to be 10,000,
At least.
maybe.
I think that was our dream. But
For sure.
we were on the mezzanine. You remember, Scott? They were debating whether to put us down on the field, like behind home plate, and they were worried about softballs coming our way.
Well, it's a good thing we weren't. 'Cause
Yeah, we would've got pelted.
Some of those guys they had a softball contest going on.
We were by the beer
Tournament.
garden, which is always a good place for a band to set up.
Yeah. That was awesome, though. We had a Sacramento production company come in and took care of all the sound for us. And, you know, all we had to do is show up, set up, and play.
Condi, to answer your question, yes, we have groupies, and I'm not going to answer the second question on air, but yeah.
Pistol Pete's was always a good place to play.
Yeah,
Local
Pete always
in
gave
Auburn.
us,
That's right.
gave us a shot to play there. We
Many
should play there
years-
again.
Many
Yeah.
years ago.
Back before all the breweries, right?
Right.
Where we used to play in.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember, we played for Honey Spot, or we played with them.
Right.
I think they went first, if I recall. But I remember our name on the, what do you call those things?
The board, yeah.
Marquee.
The more keyboard,
Yeah,
yeah.
Parquet with Stonewall and Honey Spot. So that was one of those things that was really cool.
So we've been doing this, what did we say, 20, 22 years, something like that?
Long time.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a
24.
long time. We only got about 4 minutes till it shows up. I was going to try to play Broken again, but the song's longer than we have.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I mean, Josh, you're pretty quiet over there.
Well, it's pretty early.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not used to getting up this early, especially on the weekends. So I don't know how you do it every Saturday.
2 days
That's
ago,
crazy.
Connie lets me let she's be out sick. And I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to be on the radio. Be at the studio at 6:30 a.m. Like,
Okay. Set 5 alarms, 4 backups.
It was rough getting up this morning.
Yeah, it's all good. We're so grateful to be here, Connie. Thank
Yeah,
you,
thank you,
Jason.
K-Hi
Thank you
and Connie, for
K-Hi
giving
for
us an hour to
joining
do our own thing.
us. Yeah, it's super fun.
In the next show, we will have we'll have Denise from Fowler Farms covering for the Garden Goddesses. So that'll be fun. I think I saw she brought Flora with her, her daughter, who's just amazing. We got a couple minutes left. Come on.
What else do you got in there, Jason?
I know. What have people been texting me here? You sound great. You're awesome.
We
Oh,
went
it's
through
just-
our show schedule. So again,
Yeah, we did. Live
KingValeMusic.com. There's a tour tab on there that will give you all the dates.
for the 2026 brewery tour.
Yes.
We're on social media, on Instagram, Facebook. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple Music. What was the other one?
All platforms.
All platforms.
Amazon.
Amazon, that was it. Thank you. And you mentioned, we've written probably 22, 25 originals, more than that, but ones that we play comedy. As a band, you write a ton of music, and it doesn't always everything stick.
Yeah.
So you try something, you go, I didn't feel that, or
We have like over 200 ideas in our
in the hopper.
in the
phones.
phones, and like some songs you get written in minutes, literally,
Right.
and others take weeks, and some we come back to that was an idea several years ago. So it just kind of depends. But a lot of it is really, at least for me, I don't want to speak for Josh, but a lot of emotional based songwriting. So like, it's not just does it sound good, it's also does this feel good,
Right.
and so it's kind of marrying those two up together. But Josh, what do you think from your perspective?
I'm not really an emotional person, so
He's cried 3 times this morning.
Stone cold.
exactly.
I like the play.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I got a question first.
Real
for
quick,
Scott,
though.
real quick. Okay, we're running out of time. Scott, when are you going to play a drum solo?
Yes. Oh man. So I used to do that every gig back in the day.
Yeah.
And I purposely stopped over the last couple of years. So you never know. I might pull one out sometime this year.
Give the fans what they want, man.
We used to walk off stage, and he'd
Yeah,
be playing
we go get
solo,
beers while he's doing a drum solo.
back up,
Maybe at Damon's. That
Neil
would be a good
Peart
one.
Jr.
Yeah. What was that?
Never know.
Neil Peart Jr.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, we're down to the last 30, 45 seconds. Okay. So, hey, guys, thank you so much for listening to KINGVALE, my band. Again, Connie will be back next weekend. Everybody say goodbye. I'm going to mute you real quick.
Bye. Thanks for your
Bye-bye.
listenership. We appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
Right on. Like I said, Connie will be back next week. So the crowd will kick off, and we'll be giving away some more of that delicious Gold Country barbecue. Coming up next is Denise for the Garden Goddesses. And we will talk to you guys next weekend.